Namaste, everyone, and welcome to the Anchor Light meditation for Wednesday. So, before we start, let's ask for a blessing, shall we? To the Divine Supreme God, Divine Father, Mother, to all the spiritual elders, holy masters, to all the saints of all traditions, archangels, holy angels, and spiritual helpers. Personally, to my beloved and respected teacher, Grandmaster Chokok Sui Mahaguj Mei we thank you for divine light, thank you for divine love, thank you for wisdom, guidance, help, and divine protection. We thank you in full faith, and so it is. All right. So today, let's talk about the thinking process and the learning process. And I was meditating on it. The words of Confucius are quite interesting. He says, and I just put it on the screen. So for the ones on certain media, so you can see that media. He who learns but does not think is lost. He who thinks but does not learn is in great danger. Okay, let's do this again. He, you understand, he, she, it, okay, don't go crazy about that. He who learns but does not think is lost. He who thinks but does not learn is in great danger. So if you break it down, the easiest way to understand this, and one thing I learned from my teacher is make things simple. Don't make things way too complicated. And if you want to write this down just as a short note, that there's three letters that we always use. S, C, C. Just write it down. Letter S, C, and C. Of course, if you're having this translated, you guys decide how you're going to do this. S stands for simple. C stands for clear. The next C stands for concise. In other words, when you're communicating, you want to make things simple, not complicated. Making it complicated doesn't make you look smart. It actually makes you look like you're hiding something. You heard the saying, don't confuse me with facts. That type of deal. So make it simple. What is only the essence? Clear. Sometimes people, you're talking to them, they're going in a circle, you go, what the heck is this guy talking about? It's not clear. And last part is concise, direct to the point. And I do my best to follow that rule because that's what I learned from my teacher. Many years ago, I would talk to him. I said, this, and then he sits there and go, and by the time he goes to end, I'm going, I don't know what you just said. Simple, clear, and concise. Okay? Just make sure the sound is working here. Okay. Simple, clear, and concise. And if you think about it, if you have a certain amount of time to convey information, okay? So you want to make it simple, clear, and concise. And when I was reading this, I go, oh, very interesting. It's partially connected. Not a whole lot, but partially. Okay, let's go back to it. He who learns but does not think is lost. He who thinks but does not learn is in great danger. In other words, you're totally screwed in American language. Okay. Let's start with the first part. He who learns but does not think is lost. You ever met people who study, but never do anything with their life? Perpetual student, but not don't know how to apply it? That's what he's saying. Okay? So, the idea here is you learn. Learning is gathering information. Yeah, I've read 1,000 books. How come your life is still a mess? I'm still looking for the right book. That's exactly your problem. Learning is good. Without application, you're lost. Sounds familiar? Have you ever met everybody that keeps studying, gathering data, at some point, they can talk to you about anything, but they don't know what the heck to do with it. You know the idea? Walking encyclopedia. They talk. Oh, yeah, I know this. They know everything about every topic in the universe. But you look at their life, not an ounce of it is being used. So application is extremely important. Thinking is processing that data. Okay, I'll give you an example. I've used this many, many times. We went on a spiritual retreat with my teacher, and somebody has back pain. And, I was trying to get everything ready. I was organizing for my teacher. And then there's one of the volunteers had back pain. So I asked one of the ladies, hey, I still remember her name. I'm not going to say her name. I said, could you please do a healing on this person? It's simple back pain. Easy to help them. So here I'm busy doing stuff like, I don't know, 20 minutes, half an hour later, I'm going, that person's still in pain and this person hasn't done it. I'm going, what's going on? The woman says, I studied, and she was very specific. I studied and know 27 different healing modalities, and I don't know which one to use. I'm looking at her and go, I know one. I start sweeping the person, energized, in less than 5 minutes, no more pain. That's that, finish. I'm going, I know one, I know it well. You know 27, you know what the hell to do with it. Get the idea? So the key here is it's good to study and learn. You've heard me say it many times. Read, study, right? Sharpen your mind. Now, sharpen your mind involves gathering information and processing it, not just dumping. Somebody just dump information. I know this, I know that. What do you do with it? I don't know. But one day I'll use it. Completely useless. Make sense? Processing that data and making it applicable is what's important. One thing I love about my teacher, and I highly recommend wherever you are, get to a nearest pranic healing center, learn the teachings of Grandmaster Chua Kok Sui. He can take all this complicated information and make it super simple, very clear, and concise. That's why, like when you go on retreats, or even just talking to him, I could be talking for 5 minutes, and I feel my brain's going to explode. It's like, I never thought of that. You could take all these complicated stuff about the astral world, the higher worlds, the soul, all these spiritual topics that people write tons of books on. He'll just explain it in like 5 minutes of going, oh. And thing, it's very, very clear. That's taking data, processing it, and make it simple, very, very clear, and direct to the point. Concise. That's why I started off with what are the three key words? Simple, clear, concise. When you're communicating with someone, simple, clear, concise. Just keep repeating in your head. Am I overcomplicated this? Yeah, it's all over the place. Okay. Let's make it simple. What's not important, let's not include. Is it clear? If I'm talking to a 5-year-old, is the content clear? Is it concise? Or am I going off on tangents? Like I normally do. Sorry. Okay? Simple, clear, concise. So the first part of what the Confucius is saying is, he who learns but does not think is lost. So you have to take all this information, that's good and great, but make sure you process it and put it in its place in your life on how to make your life better or someone else's life better. That's he who learns, let's just make sure I got this right. He who learns but does not think is lost. So thinking is processing and applying the information. And then Confucius messes around with you. Maybe that's why people who don't know what they're talking about is confused. I'm just making that up. Okay. He who thinks but does not learn is in great danger. American translation. He who thinks but does not learn is greatly screwed. Okay, anyway. What does that mean by thinking but not learning? Let's say you already know step 1 to step 5. Step 1, you do this. Step 2, and if one builds on the other, so it becomes a routine. Okay? It's a routine. However, here's the problem. When you get stuck in a routine, there's several levels of understanding. When we're stuck in a routine, we're not learning anything new. You heard the saying, you cannot teach you cannot teach new tricks to old dogs. Whatever. Old dogs, new tricks. Something like that. Okay? In other words, he doesn't have to be chronologically old. Some people are just old in the way they process data. They learn something, this is the way it's going to be. They're rigid. So if a person is rigid, good luck to that. Just look at business. Business is constantly what? Going up and down, going up and down. You heard of big companies in before that went bankrupt. Why? Because they only do things a certain way. Their economic changes, they don't adapt. They're screwed. They're in great danger of disappearing. They became dinosaurs. Make sense? So you think, okay, I'm doing this, okay, I process this is the we were going to do this. I applied all these things I learned before. This is how we do this. But you don't stop there. That's why I love when I studied with Tony Robbins, CANI, constant and never ending improvement. What does that mean? You learn stuff, you process, you're using it, but you don't stop there. You never, I know some of you are not gonna like this when I say this, never be satisfied. I know some of you go, yeah, that's exactly the problem. People think I'm never enough. Okay, that's your problem. You're taking it seriously. You're taking it personally. The concept is never stop growing. That's what it is. Otherwise, I've said it before, it's never enough. And people get so offended. Oh, I'm never enough. No, it's not all about you, buddy. It's just the concept of we have to keep pushing ourselves. We have to keep pushing ourselves. Never be satisfied with where you are. If you look at people who are successful, that's what it is. They think they've reached a certain level of success. They go, not good enough. I can do better. That's the attitude. It's just like when you hit Everest, look for the next Everest. You can always push yourself. I know some people go, but I don't feel like doing it. That's how you stay mediocre. Mediocre people, they just say, okay, that's good enough. People who are successful, never good enough. I can push myself better. Now, this is not just about money and success. It could be anything. It could be your health. It could be your education. It could be your spiritual development. Yeah, have inner peace. Good enough. Until your boat gets rocked again. Because there are different levels of peace. Oh, I'm doing my meditation and feeling an expansion. Really? Great. Go for it. And I'm contented. Well, when you say light getting brighter, you have light is expanding, just to use it as a metaphor. If I have a 10-watt bulb, its lighting reaches a certain distance, right? Okay, I have expansion. I started with 1 watt, little tiny light bulb. Okay, now I can reach the edge of the room. Not good enough. Let's crank up that light bulb. Oh, it's now 50 watts. Hey, I could light up a whole room, 5 times bigger the size. Good. Nah, not good enough. Let's light up a stadium. So even expansion of consciousness is ever increasing. Make sense? So when it says, he who thinks but does not learn, in other words, you think you got it. And you just stop there. Just back to the same old routine. And you know what happens? You start withering. Of course, Tony Robbins, I remember I was in one of his seminars, he tells it in your face. You don't grow, you die. Something that effect. I'm going, whoa, that's a little radical, but it's true. Some people, they're just going through life. Well, they went to school, they got married, they have a good job, they're making money, and then looking forward to retirement. Okay, that might be good for some people. But for achievers, it's like, that's a boring life. And to take it one step further, you heard me share this with you before, what my teacher said, leave a spiritual landmark. Or, in other words, look at, make that incarnation count. When you want to leave the earth, you want to leave this incarnation better than when you first came in. How do you do it? After you establish something, learn something new, process it, apply it, learn something new, process it, apply it. You do it over and over again. That's how you grow. Now, I know some of you going, I thought this is supposed to be a spiritual talk. Now it becomes like a motivation. I'm not trying to motivate anyone. I'm just trying to get you off your ass. That's it. You're getting too comfortable. Some of you go, ooh, I didn't expect that. That's what my teacher used to do me. You would think that, we're in the spiritual path. Oh, okay, Nope. Every time I see him, he always asks, how many students have you developed? How many teachers have you developed? How many souls have you transformed? Any new areas you've opened up? How's your meditation? It's like, too much pressure. But you know what? That stress was good. Somebody going, I thought stress is bad. That stress was good because it pushed me to be better. And that's the key. If you don't push yourself, others will push you. And it's usually not on your own time schedule. You realize that? If you're in business, if you don't try to innovate, you get left behind by the market, you'll be forced to innovate. And it's not in your timeline. Or, what was that I learned in Business Mastery at Tony's event? He says, if we don't disrupt ourselves, others will disrupt us. Think about it. If you have a certain way you're doing things in your business or your work, if you don't disrupt yourself, in other words, you don't try to innovate, disruption is actually good. Disruption is changing an old form to a new form. So if we don't disrupt ourselves, the environment or the market will disrupt us. At that point, you're forced to innovate. What if you innovate yourself? You say, this is good. Okay, we're at the head of the market. We're doing better. But never rest. There's always something better. There's always more to achieve. So you're going to be always pushing forward. So it's your timeline, not someone else's. It can be done with your health. Yeah, everything is good. My blood pressure is fine. Blood sugar is good. I had the test. Everything was good. Okay, so I'll just keep doing what I'm doing. That's what most people do. Not good enough. You can do better. Personally, that's what I do. That's why people think I'm crazy. They think, okay, you're lifting this much at the gym. That's good. I go, I can do better next month. I can do better next year. Because the harder you push, it becomes part of your system. Can be done with your health, can be done with your relationship, can be done with your finances. Case in point, finances. Some people say, well, they make this much, this is their expenses, they save a little bit, they're happy. Okay. Then COVID happened. Oops, now what? You got disrupted. You didn't have much of a savings. It was just enough. So when something intense happens, you don't know what to do because you were not getting the head of the pack. Now, what if, and just a simple example, there are many exceptions, of course. What if things are doing well? You go, hey, things are doing well. Come on, let's pedal to the metal. Crank it up. You have the momentum. Keep pushing. So what happens? You get so far ahead. You have good investments. Business is doing well. Finances are doing well. And something happens like the pandemic. For you, it's a hiccup. It's a speed bump. Whoop. Instead of other people. Make sense? Your spiritual practice, same thing. Well, I have inner peace. Everything's calm. I'm good. Great. And then somebody comes along that triggers you. They were not in your life before, but let's say you have a new job, you have a new relationship, whatever, and this person just knows how to push your buttons. But since you were satisfied, you did not go deeper in your meditation and spiritual practice, that this person just rocks your world. And then what happens? You go nuts. You go, oh man, I wasted my meditation. No, you didn't waste your meditation. You didn't just keep pursuing it. See, if you kept pursuing it deeper and deeper, your inner strength is going to be stronger. So even if you have a new person comes in and try to shake you, you're internally solid. So it's not just about money, about health, it's about everything in your life. I know you're not going to like this because this is going to go against everything you read on the internet. Don't get comfortable. There's always ways to make yourself better. You are the soul, the spiritual self, made in the image of God. The potential is within you. Push yourself. Keep pushing. But it's exhausting. That's where you grow the most. I mean, you heard this before. Your most difficult rep is the one that makes the most difference in the growth of your muscles. Some of you work in the gym, you know what I'm talking about, right? If you take a 5 pound weight, you go, wee, 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 wee. Okay, I did 10 of them. Your muscles go, whatever. You do 25. And then you do it enough times. At some point, you go, that 25, it's comfortable. I can do it. What do? Crank it up. The drive has to come within, not from without. You know why? Because if it comes from within, you become the author of your destiny. If the drive comes outside, circumstances write your destiny. Write it down. So what Confucius said is quite deep. You might think, oh yeah, the one who learns but does not think is lost. So if you just learn but you don't apply, so you should apply. Done. Okay, he who thinks but doesn't learn is in great danger. Okay, we think. So I should just make sure, as I'm thinking, I should learn from it and learn something new. Okay, good. Next lesson. No, it goes deeper, much deeper. Yeah, I'm happy with this income. Okay, if you're happy with it, good. Then you ask yourself, do I have enough of a pad just in case something happens? Is there like a cushion there? I'm not sure. Okay, it's better to be oversure. So what do? You crank it up. Constantly move forward. And you heard me say this before. If you're not innovating, you're getting left behind. You know why? Let's do the Einstein space-time continuum thingy again. Time is constantly flowing, whether you like it or not. So if you're not moving something in space, physical space, emotional space, mental space, different dimensions, time is passing you by. It's just like a stream, it's continuously going. If you're not moving forward, you're moving backwards. This is not supposed to be a motivational talk. I hope you understand that. It's not a motivational talk. It's something to just give you the realization you are better than you think. It's better that we push ourselves than external circumstances push us. That is the lesson. So you learn, you apply, you learn, you apply. You just keep going. And what happens? You start here, you'll be shocked. In a few years, you're now up here. Oh, I'm a good healer. Great. Can you make it better? Can you heal more people in less time? Can you produce faster results? Yeah, but I'm comfortable. I have a practice. I see this many people a week. Okay, let's say you're happy with that. And then what? Look for something else. Keep your mind. Yeah? And I'll leave you with this story. You heard it many times, but I know I repeat myself, not because I want to hear myself say the story again, because for me, it's very impactful. When my teacher stays with us before, I would drive him, go to a bookstore, go to a seminar, and basically I have the opportunity and the privilege to take my teacher around. And of course, those are valuable moments that I learned deeply. So one time, when we go through this intersection, past the intersection, he goes, "How are you going to make money?" I'm going, "What the heck is he talking about?" Then he said, "We just passed by a truck that was selling watermelons. Side of the road." I go, "Okay." He says, "There's no way they can make a profit." I'm thinking, I've seen the truck every time I pass through this intersection. So who cares? He's not making money. Well, whatever. That's one to my. He probably read my. He goes, you might be wondering why I waste my time or on these trivial things. Then before he did that, he said, well, before he explained, he goes, look, by the size of the truck, the number of watermelons it can fit, and the price they're selling it, I calculated, I computed, there's no way they can make a profit. I'm just thinking, are there more important things in the world to think about? Right? He goes, you might be thinking, why am I wasting my time on these trivial things? That's how I keep my mind sharp. That's why I still do business. He has several thriving businesses in the Philippines at that time. He said, if you talk about spirituality all day long, and that's all you talk about, your mind becomes dull. You have to apply. You have to keep your mind sharp. You have to learn new things. I go, oh. Yeah, that's why we're in the car after we have a conversation about what's going on in the class, about some deep spiritual teaching. Be quiet, and out of nowhere he says, what do people drive in California? I'm going, I said, yeah, what cars do people drive? I said, this is it. I go, why? Because it gives them the significance of they drive. Oh, very interesting. And then out of nowhere, he just shoots out another one. Yeah, what is the GDP of the United States? I'm going, find out. Of course, at that time, there's no internet. This is like 20 years ago, right? 20, 30 years ago. I said, I'll find out. Next time I see him, okay, what is the GDP? Or ask me about things that I could care less because I'm on the spiritual path. I didn't realize he was training me. Not just to think, but to learn, to keep growing. Make sense? So I hope that helps. I know some of you have commented in previous uh, Anchor the Light that sometimes I'm too direct or too harsh. Well, I tried softening it, but it loses the message. So if it's not your style, you know what I say, go find another teacher that suits your learning style. I always believe in simple, clear, concise. If you take the emotions out of it and just be clear, simple, clear, and concise, then you shouldn't get offended because it's not meant to make you feel bad. It's meant to make you realize certain things so you can realize your full potential. Let's meditate. To the Divine Supreme God, Divine Father, Mother, to all the spiritual elders, holy masters, saints, archangels, holy angels, and spiritual helpers, to my beloved and respected teacher, Grandmaster Chokok Sui Mahaguju Mailing, we thank you for divine light, divine love. Thank you for wisdom. Thank you for knowledge. Thank you for awakening our higher potential that we may be of service to others. We thank you in full faith. So it is. All right, that was a lot of mental work and will. So let's balance it out by the heart. Human heart, spiritual heart. We'll do meditation twin hearts. All right. Ready? Put your hand like this. I am that. I'm not the body, I'm not the emotion, not the thoughts. I am the soul. I am a spiritual being of divine intelligence, divine love, and divine power. I am that. The soul, the spiritual self. I am connected in one to my higher soul. I am connected in one with the divine spark, the divine spirit in me. I am a child of God. I'm one with God. I'm one with all. There is only oneness. And so it is. Be still. And just say, our hearts are one, our souls are one, our spirits are one. There's only oneness. Open your hands in blessing. Imagine the earth in front of you. Be aware of your heart in your hands. And imagine beautiful pink light from your heart flowing through your hands and filling the entire earth. Just say, our hearts are one. Lord, make me an instrument of your peace, a channel of your peace. Wherever there's hatred anywhere in the world, within me, outside of me, in my home, my workplace, city, state, country, anywhere in the world, let me sow unconditional love. Where there's injury, let me sow pardon and forgiveness. Where there's doubt, let me sow faith. Where there's despair, let me sow hope. Be aware of your heart in your hands. Fill the earth with beautiful pink light, blessing every person, every being with peace, with love, with a spirit of forgiveness, with hope and with faith, with light and lots of joy. So be it. So be it. Now, be aware of your heart. Take a deep breath. Be aware of your crown. Exhale. And just stay there. Be still. Just keep your tongue on the roof of your mouth. If you're sensitive, you can feel a slight pressure or sensation on your crown. That's the golden energy building up on your crown. Now be aware of your crown. Allow the golden light from your crown to flow down, down through your hands and bless your family, your relatives and friends, the people you work with. Let that golden light just flow to the city, state, country. Let it fill the entire earth. Just say, our souls are one. From the heart of God, through my soul, through my entire being. May every person, every being on earth be blessed with love and kindness. Let all be blessed with great joy and happiness, with understanding, harmony, and divine peace. May all be blessed without any exceptions. So be it. May all be blessed with peace, love, and kindness. Now be still. Just keep your tongue on your palate. Be still. Let the blessings flow through us. Now be aware of your heart. Be aware of your crown at the same time. Take a deep breath. Exhale. Imagine beautiful golden light, even brighter than before, just pouring through us, flooding your home, your workplace. Fill up the city, the country, fill up the entire world with this beautiful golden light. Especially places in the world that need blessings. Places like Ukraine, Russia, different parts of Europe, the Middle East, Iran, Iraq, Afghanistan, Colombia, Venezuela, Brazil, Honduras, North Central South Africa, North Central and South America. Help the people who are going through floods in Australia, New Zealand. Bless every person, every being in the entire world. From the center of the heart of God, through my spirit and through my soul, may every person, every being in the higher worlds, middle worlds, even the lower worlds, let every being in every dimension and every direction be blessed. Let all be blessed with peace, love, and kindness. Let all be blessed with inner peace, inner healing. May all be blessed with emotional, mental healing, and for many right now, financial healing. May all be blessed with understanding, harmony, goodwill, and the willingness to do good. So be it. May all be blessed. Now, to intensify the blessing, we will chant the mantra Om Mani Padme Hum, the universal and ancient mantra of mercy and compassion. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. May all be blessed. Om Om Mani Padme Hum. May all be blessed. May all beings be blessed. Now for the next three, just listen and let the blessings flow through you. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om. Be still. May all beings be blessed in every dimension and every direction. So it is. Now lower your hands. Keep your eyes closed. Keep your tongue on the roof of your mouth. Be still. Now imagine a beautiful golden light, a beautiful golden star just floating above your head. Be aware of the love within your heart. Send a stream of love from your heart up to the crown and into that golden light. Stay there. You are that radiant light. Be still and listen. You, the soul, are listening. Om. 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 Be still. Be aware of the inner stillness. Be aware of the brilliant light. Simultaneously be aware of the pure nothingness. And just simply let go and let things be. Now. Be still. We'll take you higher. Let go. Gently, very slowly, very gently and slowly, come back to your physical form, come back to your physical shell, your physical body. Speed it up by kind of moving your fingers, your toes. That helps you come back. Raise your hands again in blessing. We'll share this inner peace and love with the people we care about. Visualize everyone you love in front of you. Flood them with beautiful golden light. May all of them be blessed with good health, with happiness, with abundance and prosperity, and with spirituality. So be it. May all be blessed. Now be aware of your feet and the base of your spine. Project golden light downwards into the earth. Let our beloved Mother Earth be blessed with divine light, divine love, and divine power. Let our beloved Mother Earth be healed, regenerated, and revitalized. Blessings be to Mother Earth. So be it, and so it is. So it is. Okay, let's give thanks to the Divine Supreme God, Divine Father, Mother. Thank you to all the spiritual elders, holy masters, saints, archangels, holy angels, and spiritual helpers. To my beloved and respected teacher, Master Chokhok Sui Mahagu Jamailing, we thank you for divine light, divine love. Thank you for your compassion, purifying light, and soothing, healing energy. We thank you in full faith, and so it is. All right. I hope you had a good meditation. The lecture went a little long. I hope you got something out of it. Somebody says it's like having Bible study 6 times a week. Yeah, that's a lot. And thankfully that my teacher has so much knowledge. People say, your teacher must have a lot of this information. Must like be a mountain of knowledge. I go, no, it's like it's like the Himalayan mountain range of teachings. And of course, coming from being brought up in a Chinese body, I also studied Confucius, Lao Tzu, and all those smart dudes from ancient times. And I hope it's helping you learn and grow more every day. And we'll do it again and again and again until we can't. So until then, we just have to keep learning and growing. Just a few announcements. Next week is Unleash the Power Within with Tony Robbins. So that's why I'll be in Florida next weekend. If you haven't signed up yet, I highly, highly recommend it. It's virtual, so you don't have an excuse. I can't travel. It's virtual. He comes to your screen, and just a little inside tip here. When you sign up for it, again, it's virtual. So here's this kit with the stuff you need. You're gonna breaking boards with your mind, with your hand, with your mind through your hands. Just a little inside tip here. Make sure you have a good sound system. Because if you're just hearing it, from a little EDP speakers, you won't get the most out of it. Because you learn it, he'll repeat everything, he motivates you, he gives you deep insights on how to be successful in every part of your life. I really consider him a good friend and also a mentor. And I've seen him change the lives of millions of people. So if you can, that'd be a great opportunity for you. It's virtual, all right? That starts next Thursday to Sunday. And I'll be on stage virtual stage with Tony's wife, Sage Robbins, to do the meditation Twin Hearts, usually with like 50 to 100,000 people because it's virtual. So lots of energy. Okay. What else? And just a quick announcement: if you haven't taken the introductory workshop on psychic protection, it's still online. Just go to masterco.org. It should be there. How to protect yourself from negative energy. And then if you like to take the class, the virtual online class on how to protect yourself from negative energy, that's happening. There's a date there, I think 3 weeks from now. All right. I think I've done my job. I hope all of you are doing well. I wish you much happiness and joy. And keep growing and growing. Now, let me just leave you with one thought. If you lasted this long, a lot of people look forward to retirement, right? You work so hard, you work your ass off for so many years, you just want to enjoy the fruits of your labor. Great. Go for it. Just want to remind you about one thing. The soul never retires. The soul never retires. The soul continues learning. Each lifetime, each new shell or residence, it's another day in school. So think about it. The soul is learning continuously. So why don't you have that conscious knowledge? Say, I, the soul, am constantly growing and learning. Let me keep using this body, these emotions and thoughts until it cannot be used anymore, to just keep learning new lessons. That's what you call spiritual evolution. Namaste, everyone. Thank you for allowing me to serve you. We wish you much happiness and joy, and we'll see you for the second session of Anchor the Light. Take good care. God bless.